So let's go ahead and learn how to use Google Maps and County Auditor website maps. I use them to explore through the winter. I mean, we're about ready to get into spring here, and you'll see on my map, I've been doing this for a little better than 16 years, is doing searches to find places on my Google Maps, which I'm going to show you how to set up your own Google Maps. You need to have a Google account. So if you want to do this, you'll need to set up a Google account, go to Maps, and then I'll show you how to set up your own pins for favorite spots and that sort of things. And then actually go back from that map onto a county auditor's map to see where public access points might be, and if there's any private property owners or if they're corporation owners, if there's park districts, and all of that sort of thing. You can find that on the county auditor's website, and I'm going to show you that here on my maps, which I have here. Now this is a Google map, and this is one of the spots that I hit, and it's got a bike trail that just about follows this whole creek, and it says Paint Creek, but this is actually the North Fork of Paint Creek. And I've got this drop-off pin here because I'll sometimes drop in here and then have my wife pick me up downstream at another spot, and then we come back and get my truck after we come back through here. But anyway, so this is a Google map, and what I want to do is, and I've already done it for my county that I live in, which is Ross County, right here. And you've got a number of little icons over here to do certain things. This little glove, you can select it and move your map around. It takes, there you go. It takes a minute sometimes for it to load up. But this is all parks area, and the way you figure that out, the way you figure out who owns what property is there's another icon you select here, and it's the select by points. So you would select that. And let's just say we want to find out who owns this right here. Well, you click on it. It will outline the property and give a little pop-up that shows the parcel number. And you'll come down here to the parcel number and viewing data, and you'll see that it's owned by the United States of America. So this is pretty much public water here. You can fish this without any problems. And this right in here is the bike trail. It goes down through there. But we're going to go ahead and select this property again because I can show you something here that's the reason why it's safe to fish this whole section without. I'll select my glove because I need to pan it up onto the creek. Okay, so there's the creek, and you can see the yellow line just following along the creek here in areas. All right, that property right there is owned by the Ross County Parks District. So that means that when you park at this public access point up here, you can go down to the water and you can wade all of this through here and all the way to this point here without being on any private property. Now, one of the things that, let me go ahead and go to the satellite map here. This is the same map, but this is the Google map, and this is the county auditor's map. This is the one I will explore with. The only reason why I would use this map here is to find out who owns these properties. Typically, if it's owned by a corporation or a farmer, LLC, or that sort of thing, more than likely you're not going to have any trespassing issues on there unless they see you, dumping trash, pop cans, and that sort of thing. They'll tell you to get off. But I've met a lot of the farmers on these properties. All of them that I've met, and there's been a number of them, they've all told me that, yeah, I can fish it. They see that I'm doing fly fishing. The funny thing about when I run into people, especially down here in southern Ohio, and I've got a fly rod in my hands, they're thinking to themselves, because I've talked to even homeowners along the creek, and they'll see me fishing, and they've got chairs lined up, and they watch the creek at nighttime, which is really cool, and I pass by, say hello, and they say, are you having any luck? And I say, I've got a few smallmouth. Well, the first thing that comes out of their mouths is, well, I didn't know you could fly fish for smallmouth. And I'm like, yeah, you can fly fish for any kind of fish that you want to. Carp, smallmouth, bluegill, you know. They thought it was just for trout. And they're very intrigued by somebody holding a fly rod. And anybody that sees somebody wading through the water with a fly rod in their hands, they're going to be intrigued, and most likely they're not going to tell you to get off the property. They might, but more than often they will not. So let's go back to the maps here, and just know that this map here, this section of the map here, is all public access. You got we saw that up through here is owned by the United States government. This one's owned by the Ross County Parks Department, and there's a number of places all up and down through here on this creek that is has public access. This right here, this line right here, all the way down through there, that's a bike path line. It's the Tri-County Trail line right there. It's a Tri-County Triangle Trail. It's the Paint Creek Recreational Trail. Being on somebody's property because you're on the water. Nobody owns water, so if you come up, here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is legally you have the right to portage around obstacles, even if it's on private property. And most obstacles, even though there are down trees, sometimes you have to go around. Most obstacles are actually the riffles. So if you come up on a riffle, either going downstream or upstream in your canoe or kayak, you can get out of the riffle legally, pull your canoe up to the next pool above or below the riffles, and then just keep right on going. You can keep paddling right on up through there, and then fish as you're traveling either up or downstream. So let's go ahead and go back here to the maps, and let me show you how I've set up my map. And I'll do a real quick pin here. Actually, let me show you something. These are all of my labeled areas that I've put for access and places that I've fished over the years. These are my personal pins that I put on, and here's my personal map. It's my fishing spots. Just click on there. That's going to bring up all of these. You see all those little tags or pins. Those are called pins. They're all places that I have fished before. And then I've got areas here that I've got labeled that might be friends, or actually the green labels are friends and that sort of thing. So these here gold ones are, I believe, places that I want to go to. So what I want to do right now, let's go ahead and go back down. Well, actually, let's open this up into the editable map where I can edit all of my locations here. So let's find that one spot again, Maple Grove Road. Okay, right there is a pin, and you can see that it has Maple Grove access. I've got that marked on my map, my fishing spots map. So the way you do that is once you're on this map, or if you have to, let me close this up, go back here, and go back again. And you got maps. Down at the bottom here, you'll see where it says Create Map. If you've not created your fishing spots map yet, go down and create a map, and then name it. I named mine My Fishing Spots. Then once you click on My Fishing Spots, you can open up this link here, which brings you into the map where you can do your edits. And now let's go back down again. I know I'm all over the map here, no pun intended, but that's what I am. I'm all over the map here. So this is Maple Grove Road, the pin for Maple Grove Road. And the way I put that there is you've got this pin here. It says Add a Marker. I guess they call them a marker, but they're pins or markers. It doesn't matter. You go ahead and click on here, and then select the spot, and that'll drop the pin. And then all you need to do is go in and name that pin. And when you do, you've got yourself a pin there. And that's the way you do this on all of these locations as you go exploring on your map. So let's go back to my fishing maps. And let's here. That's not on there yet because I'm still on the same map. So let's go ahead and do that. There's the pin there. Okay, so there's the name that pin. I just had to refresh my map to put that pin on there that I did on this map here, the edit map. This is the one that you add all of your pins. So once you do that, then all of your pins and locations are marked up, and you can find them pretty easy. And again, using your phone on your app, your map app, then you can, as you're canoeing up or down this stream here, you'll know where these spots are, and you'll be able to stop. If it's a hot spot, you can stop there and fish. If you want to let somebody know about the areas, you just share that pin with them. It's got, you know, the coordinates on it and everything. You just share that pin with them, put it on their phone. They can put it on their phone and get right to it. And it's very easy to do. That's all I want to do, is just kind of show you how you can put your own pins on there. So let's go back, open up in the maps again, go back down to where I added that pin right there. Let's see, delete. Just right click on it and delete it, and that'll remove it from the maps. So let's go back down there again, and as you can see, it's still on the map right there. Name that pin, but if I refresh my map, the pin's gone. So there you go. So hopefully this helped you out to be able to find some really good fishing spots. To get to these spots, you either, to get to the best spots, you either need to wade it or canoe it or kayak. You need to move, because when you hit the spots, let's go back to the map again here real quick. This is a public access. This is the bike trail. I mean, it's not a secret spot or anything, but there's a bank right along through here. And when I come down on a weekend or something, I want to go fishing, I'll see people lined up along here, and I'll see people over along here fishing this area here, and see them fishing this area here. I'll even see people lined up along this bank, because it's not that far. It's maybe, 50 yards from where they can park. But rarely do I see people going back up in through here, because this is a pretty good little wade right here. You can see the darker area. It can be as much as waist, thigh to waist deep in here to get across it. So people typically are not going to be wading. They're just going to do the real shallow stuff and go as far as they can, and they stop. Same thing down here. Rarely do I. This is private property here, so I never see anybody on the banks except for the homeowners through here. I don't even see people in here, to be quite honest with you, because this really gets grown up thick in here, and this can be a little bit of a wade as well. So once you get past this point here, the rest of it is really not pressured very much at all, and you can find some really good fishing in these spots down through here. So with all that, I hope that this helped you out to be able to find some good spots. I've got some more videos that I'll be doing here in the near future. Yeah, let me know what you think, and till the next video, we'll catch you later.